Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Nothing may happen for a very long time, and that would be wonderful. But just reminding people that, no, it could happen, and it could happen in any town, USA.
You see something.
Cracking down on terrorism, what's coming to the Red River Valley? Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Stephanie has the evening off. If you see something, say something. You'll soon see that on billboards around the area. It's part of a national campaign to spot acts of terrorism. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson talks with a local terrorist expert who was surprised the effort is just now coming to the valley.
Terrorism doesn't happen here, a common belief by many in the area, according to terrorism expert Dr. Jeff Bumgarner.
It's tempting to think that, but then we see time and time again that it does happen in regular places.
This campaign by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security has been going on since the September 11th attacks.
If you see something, say something. Report suspicious activity to local authorities.
Dr. Bumgarner says it's promoting an active approach to fight terrorism.
It's difficult. You can't arrest people for having different ideas.
It lets people know that it's okay to report things that seem wrong.
In crime in general, sometimes we have a hard time getting people to report things because they, what they saw is ambiguous. They're not sure that it was anything. They don't want to get anyone in trouble. They don't want to really get involved, especially if it was nothing.
While the intent is good, he says there could be some backlash from the message.
So you don't need to report that a Muslim moved in next door.
People could look at race or religion instead of suspicious events.
We don't have too many Muslims in our community, so that in and of itself might be suspicious to some people, and of course it's not. That's not what authorities are looking for.
While he says it's not the solution to ending terrorism, it's a step in the right direction to remind the community attacks could happen anywhere. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Campaign ads are already up in some local airports and post offices around the state, and there are plans for more. If you see something suspicious, you're asked to contact local law enforcement. Tell them who and what you saw, when it happened, and why you think it's suspicious. A trio of protesters stood in front of the West Fargo High School today, upset with the district's decision to bring Aaron Knodel back this upcoming school year. One of the signs reads 93 phone calls. Another said say no, spelled K-N-O. And another, how many victims will it take? Aaron Knodel was accused of having a sexual relationship with a student back in 2009, but was acquitted on all 5 charges against him. Last month, the West Fargo School Board reinstated Knodel by a unanimous vote. He will also receive pay for the time he was suspended. On to the weather, where it's quiet, hot, and sunny. Hutch is back for what seems his 4-month vacation for a look at tonight's forecast. Hutch, welcome back.
Really? Wow. All right. Well, thank you. I'm glad you missed me, Mike. I got to tell you, the weather outside, very quiet. The radar, we could turn it off. Not much showing up there. Temperatures as hot as 90 degrees in Devil's Lake, 81 Badette, 80 in Bemidji. Right now, Fargo-Moorhead at 87 sizzling degrees. Well, it looks like quiet and easy weather for my return from my 4-month reprieve of work duties here at Valley News Live. No, really, it was 4 months, wasn't it? 4 months? At any rate, we do have some more hot weather to talk about as we start beginning to think about back to school for college kids and the like. I'll have details on some more summer-like weather ahead and a chance of some storms in our forecast as well.
I know that Lisa put in as much work. Covered about 4 months, wasn't it?
4 months?
Yes.
4
okay.
months.
Okay, thanks. Minnesota lawmakers are scrambling to make changes to the state's sex offender program after a federal judge ruled it unconstitutional. The Minnesota Sex Offender Program houses 720 people. Judge Donovan Frank ruled it unconstitutional because it doesn't afford some offenders the opportunity to ever be released. In order to meet the judge's ruling, Governor Mark Dayton has proposed more evaluation and treatment programs along with less restrictive facilities for sex offenders. However, a state representative from Crookston says the emphasis should be on turning the judge's ruling.
Yes, at this point, we've done a lot to improve that program. It's a challenging program. It's affected a lot of people, but we need to move in the direction of protecting citizens.
If the state of Minnesota cannot get the federal ruling calling its sex offender program unconstitutional overturned, it's required to have new programs in place by March. Governor Mark Dayton says new programs and facilities could cost $10 to $15 million a year. Charges have been filed surrounding an early Sunday morning shooting near Thief River Falls, Minnesota. This man, Trevor Brown, has been charged with attempted murder in the second degree, first-degree assault, and reckless discharge of a firearm. Brown is accused of shooting Ryan Hooley in the chest early Sunday morning during a fight at a farmstead south of Thief River. Hooley remains hospitalized in Fargo. The attempted murder charge against Brown has a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. Thousands of seminars are held each year across the country aiming to help you plan your finances. You alerted us about one held in Fargo last week, saying that the individuals behind the event have a questionable past. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric has been digging into the background of those who put on the Senior Retirement Workshop and what it means for you.
The Senior Retirement Workshop promised free information on protecting your assets, reducing income taxes, and helping your bottom line, but only to those aged 65 and older. This man, Mark Diamond, was part of the event. He is alleged to have told attendees that the stock market will crash on September 15th, and they should heed his advice. Mark Diamond is listed as an agent of National Western Life Insurance Company, the same company that had to pay out over $17 million to over 3,000 elderly citizens to settle a class action lawsuit.
When they start talking about, well, we have ways we can protect everything, that sends up a red flag to me.
Paul Myers with Legacy Wealth Management in Fargo says nobody can know for certain when or if the market will crash on a specific day. He says be especially wary of people who swoop into town, collect your check, and then swoop back out.
They prey on the fears of people, and then when you do that, then they come back and they offer some solutions that usually involve paying them some money.
Myers says few things replace sound financial decisions, reasonable investments, and watching for growth. We're not saying all investment seminars are bad. There's actually quite a few with a lot of good information about how to plan for your future. All we're saying is do a little homework, and maybe you won't get taken for several $1,000s. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
Paul Myers adds if something usually looks or sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Another red flag to watch out for, disclaimers. If none of the material provided at the seminar lists any, it could be risky. We did call several numbers for Mark Diamond to try and clarify a few things with his seminar. He was unavailable for comment. After our story aired yesterday regarding Lutheran Social Services, a Fargo man started a petition drive. The Change.org petition, titled Stop Lutheran Social Services in Fargo, urges people to send a message to the legislative body in our country to stop this without having to vote on the population of Cass County. So far, there's 18 supporters of the petition. We have the petition online, so if you'd like to sign it, head to valleynewslive.com and click on the hot button. It may not be a surprise, but the state of North Dakota has as many 600 family nurse practitioners across the state, many working in rural areas. The University of North Dakota is celebrating the advances made over the last couple of years. The UND School of Nursing has the largest education program for nurse practitioners in North Dakota. They say unlike an RN, nurse practitioners can diagnose sickness and can prescribe you prescriptions with no supervision from a doctor. On October 10th, during UND Homecoming, the program is having an all-class reunion to celebrate its 20th anniversary. We've all heard how important being ready is for our kids' success. In Fargo today, a group of people, largely volunteers, focused on helping children with reading problems. They are members of the North Dakota Reading Corps. These people learned how to be ready to be teachers and tutors for kindergarten through third graders. There were about 80 volunteers. They're trainers at today's session, but they need more. There are openings here in West Fargo and Fargo schools, as well as other places across the state. If you're interested in helping children learn to read, you can search for Reading Corps or North Dakota Reading Corps. The training sessions will continue through Thursday, located at the Fargo Holiday Inn. It's Tuesday. That means it's time for another restaurant report card. Coming up tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10, Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood will show us how restaurants checked out clean and which need to clean up their act. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. Later on Valley News Live at 6, well-known network reporter and anchor Harry Smith's in town. What he was doing at the Moorhead DQ this afternoon.
And while we don't see blizzards this time of the year in Fargo-Moorhead, we can get chilly. Record low 39. Nothing that cool in your forecast. I'll have all the details coming up right after this.